Alright. So, last time I wiped all this off, scraped it out, or rather pulled everything off of it, got the fittings off. All these joints, especially on the base here, are loose. So I'm gonna get all these joints back together. They've been re-glued in some ways, but like this whole corner is just wobbly. And to do that, I'm going to use a bunch of CA glue. This is Zap-A-Gap brand. It's the thing that was at the hobby shop. Well, the art shop. But it's going to take quite a bit. So I have two bottles here. The super thin and the gap filling one. So just going to all these loose corners that have a hole in them, I'm going to apply the gap filler generously over anything that looks like a crack. There's a piece of plywood in here that acts as a rest, and that's all come delaminated. It is stapled together in the middle, so I'm just going to apply super glue across the top and let it soak in from the top. And of course, super glue is always something you don't want to touch, because the bottle is not lying when it says bonds hands and skin instantly. So touch that. Now the top here, make sure I'm not touching a spot I got glue. The top here, I'm going to apply the glue from the inside, because that seems to be where the cracks in the joints are actually biggest. The one thing about CA glue is that I have a hard time storing it. I know there's a lot of secrets and stuff, but usually by the time I'm done using it, I've used most of the bottle anyway, and so I just decide that it's a lot easier to empty the whole bottle into a project or get the tiny tubes of super glue so that you're not trying to save it. There we go. That is the end of that bottle. Now, the thin stuff soaks in really fast. And there is, like, this part here that's broken, so I got that all lined up, and I'm just rubbing this thin stuff across the crack, because it's just going to capillary action right in there. And oh yeah, this is reacting fast because I can see the smoke lifting off of it. Really glad I'm doing this outside because all that smoke just smells terrible. In fact, and just because that fiberboard bottom is in tough shape, I just squirted the rest of that super glue in the fiberboard bottom. And that's just going to set up in there and glue that all back together. But now that I got all the joints glued up, I'm going to let that sit out here until all that adhesive is dry. And has all those corners locked up again. Nice and tight, and then I'll come back with the next part of sealing these up, because like I said, it's all mildewy, and I scrubbed it and bleached it, and I'm going to put a coat of probably polyurethane on the inside to help seal that mold and keep it from spreading again. But I'll do all that because I've decided I'm going to rescue this case instead of getting a new one. So.